Hello, 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 my beautiful people. Alright, so I'm back here with y'all today to give y'all a new reading. And this is like more so to kind of introduce you guys to my 1122 messages. If this is something that you may be interested in, please hit me up through inquiry by email. You can hit up my email, and if you would like for me to do a reading for you, you can hit up my email and I will get back with you. And this is for my 1122 message. So the 1122 messages focuses on where you started, to what you did, to what has happened, and where you were, going into what is now happening and where it's leading you to. So this is kind of like an example spread. Pull the energies. I'm not really too sure as to if this may resonate with some of the collective right now. But to be honest with you, this is more so like a general reading. So this general reading focuses on I was pulling, and I honestly wasn't like, Spirit just put this on my heart to bring this forth. So I just went with it, and I just been going with the flow lately. So this is where this led me with the 1122 messages. It's basically one card, two. So more so about you having an understanding of what you are aspiring to, what you need to be focusing on, where your hard work should be concentrated towards, having the diligence and developing and growing your talent and your craft in order to become a perfectionist of some sort at your own development and growth and self, right? Now we know that the Eight of Pentacles is in the 8th house. So Spirit laid it on my heart yesterday about Ascended Masters and being reborn and dying. Dying and being reborn and carrying on like this rebirth energetically in order to be able to transform and transmute the things that may be blocking you from being able to attain the things that you've been working so hard towards. So we do know the 8 of Pentacles have to do with our hard work, what we're working towards, what we're putting our time, our attention, our energy into, right? This is the 8th house. The 8th house is basically focusing on issues surrounding death and rebirth. It also talks about the sexuality and transformation, and how fruits of a relationship can include having power or some type of charge based on a new underlining possibility. And this goes into what Spirit says is how we show up from our past lives, being rebirthed, reborn into the 3D, the third dimension, energetically. And sometimes our traumas and unresolved emotions, past lives, can trigger transmutable energies from one realm to another, which it causes like a blockage or interference between what was and what is. As I told you, Spirit had me lay down the 1122 spread to offer to my readers to help you to kind of get an understanding of where you started, where your focus, your drive, your energy, and everything was going into, how you were developing and growing your craft, into giving you more of an understanding of what you did with what you were creating, what you were diligently working towards, going into what was blocking you. After you did all of that work, what was blocking you? What was the interference into you being able to reach this goal and being able to be successful in what it is that you poured so much into? So that way you can remove the blockage and have the ability to then reach the goal and also attain your success without any delays. So this is just a general reading, you guys. It's giving you an overall understanding. So this is the 8th house. When we go from the 8th house into the general reading of this is what you did. So what happened when you work diligently towards your craft, towards your talent, or whatever it may be. It goes into the 3rd house of the 3rd of Pentacles. Your acknowledgement, how people acknowledge what it is that you work so hard towards. Being recognized for your gifts, and also making sure that you collaborate with the right people and communicating, networking with those that you need to network with in order to be able to attain this goal here, right? So within the 3rd house, it goes to talk about, in the 3rd house, it goes to talk about, like, that's your Gemini energies and things like that. That's like in Gemini and Mercury. So it has a lot to do with the mind, your mentality, like what you think, and how you move, and the decisions that you make. So in this 3rd house, it symbolizes a lot around your communication. It focuses on like your early environment that created or cultivated this place for you to be able to exist, to grow something in a environment, and that would allow for you to be put on a path or be led towards this particular goal, particular reward that you're looking to receive, some type of success from what it is that you've been working so diligently towards, right? So that's what your 3rd house is about, the environment that's being cultivated from what you've already basically been putting your time and your energy into. As we leave from the 3rd house and the 3rd of Pentacles, focusing on networking, communication, collaboration, your monetary rewards and the material of the 3D, and making sure that you have some type of acknowledgement and being recognized for this meaningful work that you've been putting so much time and attention into, and concentrating all your energy into creating this manifestation of success, right? Whatever success may look like to you. However, as you go on this journey, because this is what the 1122 message focuses on, it focuses on a journey. As you go on this journey, you begin to understand that there's going to be some type of obstacle, some type of interference, some type of blockage, some type of traffic that's keeping you from being able to reach the finish line, right? Whatever that finish line may be to you in the race that you are running, on the journey that you are on, right? Because we all have multiple races, marathons that we run within a lifetime. And this particular marathon that you are in this life stage, in this period of life that you are in this time continuum, is going to be some type of roadblock, some type of obstacle, some type of trial that's in your way that you're going to have to overcome in order to be able to reach your goal, in order to be able to attain the type of success that you're looking to get out of whatever you've been putting your time and your energy into. So this is where you get like your intense negativity. You go through like a lack of wisdom, a lack of clarity, there being some type of destruction and chaos that's taking place around you, that's making you make the wrong decisions, and it's not fulfilling to your ambitions, and it's keeping you from being able to move forward because you feel like you're overloaded, you're exhausted, it's too much pressure. There is this excessive amount of responsibility that is putting you in a place of feeling overloaded, feeling like that you can't make it to the finish line. However, once you get to that point of feeling like you cannot go no further, is when you actually reach your breakthrough, right? That's when you're nearing the end, when the low is only temporary, right? So when you get to this 10 of Wands position of transitioning yourself into success, because that's what the 10 of Wands represents, is basically the pinnacle of success. It's some type of trial or tribulation that you have to overcome that's going to bring upon this type of development or growth that allows for you to be able to have this type of keen sense of knowing that adversity only leads towards success. If you have no adversity, then something is wrong, because you're not getting the type of lesson that needs to be learned from this situation that's helping you to grow and to develop. Whatever path you choose to travel on in life, if you're not receiving any type of development and growth in that situation, you may need to question where it is your focus and your attention is going. Everything has a lesson in it. However, being very particular about your battles and the things that, in the situations that you put yourself in, is very important, because you don't want to stay in this sense of lack too long. You don't want to stay in this sense of chaos and destruction too long, because you will never reach the goal. You will just be stagnant. You will stay stuck in this place. And it's not meant for you to stay stuck in what happened or where you were. It's very important for you to continue to look forward, so that way you can be able to transpire, transition, transform into who you were called to be, so that way you can be able to reach this goal, reach this sense of success, or this finish line of meeting some type of attainment that will allow for you to be able to continue to move forward. Because after this, it's going to start all over. Your 1122 messages is like a new experience. Your 1122s is your experience, your life experiences. So you always are on 1122 journey. It just rinse and repeat. Some people get stuck in one place where they don't really get to experience the rinse and repeat process, because they stay in the chaos and the destruction too long, and they begin to live, reside, and take residence in this place. But this is only supposed to be a temporary place, not a place for permanent residence. If that makes sense to you guys. So if you ever get the Ace of Swords in reverse, it is opening you up to what happened. What was that initial thing that put you on this road to being in this lack mentality? Because we know we are still in the third house, this lack mentality. What has come into your focal point that has disturbed your sense of sight, that's causing this chaos, this destruction, and what is supposed to be leading you towards a new beginning, a sense of power, and the potential for you to be able to have new ideas come upon you, being positive and creative in your sense of self, is causing the complete opposite. Because this is what's happened to you. This is just a temporary tribulation for your transition and transformation to get to your 10 of Pentacles, right? So being in the 10 of Wands is only supposed to be a temporary place. This is what most people need to learn how to come out of, and not to be stagnant within. Is this place, the in-between place. The in-between. A lot of people get stuck in the in-between, right? And you're supposed to be moving towards being rational. Learning to be rational. Learning to be more cautious about the moves that you make, the people that you entertain, where your energy and where your focus is going. Being more dependable for those that you need to show up for. Being more trustworthy and kind. And making sure that your methods makes sense. Like your method of thinking makes sense. Making sure that you are financially stable, that you are able to be hardworking and resourceful and very conservative with your time, with your energy, and with your tools and your resources that Yah Elohim has given you stewardship over for the time being, whatever that may be. Leading you into a place of feeling very enthusiastic and having this vitality about yourself that is leading you to this abundance of material success and wealth, because you have attained this sense of confidence and compassion within yourself that is very prosperous for you, and you look very successful being in this content state, right? So you coming to this place is because of you overcoming these things. You being met with this sense of adversity that you had to go through that led you to acting in this manner, right? So this was supposed to teach you how to do these things here in your Knight of Pentacles and the Sun. It's supposed to enlighten you to what you needed to improve on, certain things about yourself that you needed to develop or that you needed to grow. Being honest about those things is very important too. Lying to yourself is not going to help you if you're sitting there lying to yourself and lying to other people about what you fell short at or certain things that you know that you need to improve upon, and also being an asshole about it and making it seem like you got an attitude because of the shit that you had to learn, because you fell short in something, because you couldn't see what was happening before you at that time in that place. You catch an attitude with somebody for bringing up your shortcomings. You have to also overcome somebody constructively critiquing or making you aware that they know that you fucked up. And you have to make sure that you become comfortable with knowing that you fucked up, right? But you're trying to fix it. You're trying to work on that thing. But having an attitude about it is not the way to go. My 11 and 22 message is going to help my readers to be able to come into an understanding of where their focus began, what happened when their focus was in the right place, what happened and what was the distraction, and what happened when that distraction came along that is either keeping them in that place to help them come out of it, or what it is that they need to be aware of what actually led to them being in a place of being more rational, more cautious, more responsible, being more dependable, trustworthy, having a better way of looking at things, their mentality, the way that they look at their money, their finances, how hardworking and resourceful they are with what they are giving stewardship over by Yah Elohim, and how that has brought them into a better state of gratitude towards what they have and what they've been given and what has been placed upon them, right? So, as I offer this message to the people, I told you guys this was just general. This was just a general overall. I want to be able to help you not get stuck in this place. I see so many people get stuck in this place. I see so many people. It's very imperative that you not get stuck in this place, right? It's very imperative that you do not get stuck in this place. A lot of people be thinking that they teaming up with the right people. Yet at the same time, you figure out and you learn that the one person that you kept with you was the one person that you should have let go of. I want to open you up to your third eye. What should be seen with your third eye that's keeping you from being in a state of overcoming this obstacle in the time frame that will best suit you to experience the least amount of delays, the least amount of unfulfillment in staying and living and residing in a place of lack mentality and negativity. Being exhausted, having this excessive amount of responsibility because you trying too hard and you overloading yourself and overwhelming yourself with things that it was only supposed to be temporary, short-lived. For you to learn the lesson that you were supposed to learn, so that way you could be more cautious, you could be more responsible, you could be more dependable, you could be more trustworthy, more kind and courteous in certain areas where you were being a dick in, or you were just being a straight out asshole, and being more with your steps, your actions, attaining more financial stability, methodical for all of the hard work that you put in, taking ownership of your resources and the tools that you have, and being conservative within those things, so that way you can grow it, so that way you can have the material abundance and success and wealth that you were meant to have, and living in the glory of your own content state of being, seeing, creating, living, doing. I never really paid attention to the Ten of Wands card. If you focus on these wands here, right, there is a plant growing out of each of these wands. Like, there's a plant that's budding. It's multiple plants budding on each wand. This is the seed that had been sown. The wands represents the seeds that have been sown, that the individual is carrying, trying to focus, nourish, put all of the energy, time, focus, attention into these wands that is supposed to manifest and create the abundance and a healthy harvest of what they were trying to materialize into the 3-dimension, the material world. But it's causing for the person to go through a lot of spiritual warfare, trying to achieve and water, garden, develop, and grow these seeds into a mature harvest here. So this person, individual, has to be very attentive to their wands that they're carrying. You see, they have 10 of them. 10 is the number of completion. It's the number of the coming together of a thing, right? So you see how they're all gathered together. You see how it's all together here, because this person knows they have to carry all these things in order to attain the sun to shine like it needs to shine, so they can eventually be in this position of being able to be free, to live free, because of this abundance, this immense abundance that they've created. This is considered the Ascended Masters. If you ever were to count the plants that's on each of these wands, it equates to the number 33. The number 33 equates to the Ascended Masters number of trials, tribulations, of the death and rebirth and being reborn cycle of recreating a new identity within self. As you see that after one was to overcome the trials and tribulations of everything that they had been putting their time, their attention, their energy into, their temporary circumstances that was leading them to feeling overwhelmed, feeling exhausted. Most Ascended Masters go through that process of feeling like they've died in order to reach a new level of success, right? So once that ascended master has come out of that trial era of improving, of learning, of focusing, of making sure that they keep a close eye on the excessive responsibility that they were given to water their seeds religiously in order to be able to grow and develop the thing into a mature harvest, right? So this led this person to create a new identity. The Knight of Pentacles bring forth one coin. As you can see, they're bringing it forth. He's a Knight of Pentacles. Most knights carry the solution to the problem. If you ever heard about a knight in a story, the knight is always the one that is supposed to solve the issue, resolve the issue, to be the one to be able to be the hero in the story. They bring forth this coin, the coin of a new identity, bringing something new to the table that wasn't being offered before. That is what the Knight of Pentacles is for, right? So as the Knight of Pentacles bring forth this coin of something new, a new opportunity, a new possibility, something that wasn't being offered before, that's now being offered, right? It's creating a new identity within self, creating a new identity to the story in itself. So there is a solution, a resolution. And the story then has to be rewritten or recreated in order to be able to fit the dynamic of what's being brought forth, which is this coin. Whatever that coin may be, whether it may be material, spiritual, emotional, mentally, physically, this is a coin of adding something to the bank that wasn't there before. A level of bringing a new sense of identity, improving oneself in order to be in a position, in order to be able to take reign, to have or be seated in an honorable position and having authority. That's what the knight always works for. If you ever heard of what a knight actually means, what it means to be a knight. If you ever wanted to, if you didn't know, now you know. So as the knight bring forth this new coin of what never was but now is, this comes into fruition. Everything that had been sown carried the trials that the person had to go through in order to keep these things developing and growing in a way that it should without dying. They had to turn into this new person. And as they do that, they reap a healthy harvest, a mature harvest. And look, the divine Ra is happy. Ra is happy. The divine is happy because this ascended master has learned the true meaning behind life, the cycle of life, what it means to die and be reborn again, and making sure that each day they live their life being a new person, improving, developing, growing from where they were, so that they can get to this place of success, of contentment in self, mind, body, and spirit. 1122 is the Ascended Master's journey. If you want to know what it means to be on an Ascended Master's journey and what it would take for you to be able to overcome your obstacles, your trials, your tribulations, in order to be able to reach this sense of success within self, then this is the reading for you. Until next time, peace and blessings. The Mother of Restoration. Peace and blessings. Deitasia Tatiana, the Mother of Restoration.